George Soros isn't just a billionaire investor, he's a legend, and he's been called the man who broke the Bank of England. He made $1 billion in a single trade, moved financial markets, and built a philanthropic network that spans over 100 countries. But who is he really? How did a Holocaust survivor go on to become one of the most powerful and polarizing figures in global finance and politics? George Soros was born in 1930 in Budapest, Hungary. His family was Jewish, and when the Nazis invaded Hungary in 1944, they were targeted. Soros' father secured false identity papers and hid family members with Christian friends. George even posed as the godson of a Hungarian official who confiscated Jewish property, an act critics would later use to attack his character. But can you blame him? Soros was just 14, a boy trying to survive the Holocaust. After the war, Hungary fell under the communist rule. Soros fled to England in 1947. He enrolled in the London School of Economics, where he studied under philosopher Karl Popper, and this is where Karl Popper's ideas of open society would shape the rest of his life. In 1956, Soros moved to New York and worked as an analyst at various investment firms. He found early success spotting arbitrage opportunities in European securities. But his real breakthrough came in 1970 when he launched the Quantum Fund with $12 million in capital, including a huge chunk of his own money. Over the next 2 decades, the fund would average returns of 30% plus a year, turning Soros into one of the most successful hedge fund managers in history. And he didn't just trade like Warren Buffett. Soros wasn't buying Coca-Cola and holding forever. He was a global macro trader. He bet big on interest rates, currencies, geopolitics, and the psychology of the overall markets. In 1992, Soros made the most legendary trade of the 20th century. At the time, the UK was part of the European exchange rate mechanism, which required the British pounds to stay pegged to the Deutsche Mark within a tight range. But Soros realized the pound was overvalued. The UK economy was weak, inflation was rising, unemployment was high, and the government was trying to defend the currency by keeping interest rates artificially high. Soros smelled blood. So with all that in mind, he took a massive short position, $10 billion worth, against the British pound. And on September 16, 1992, also known as Black Wednesday, he was proven right. The UK government was forced to withdraw the pound from the ERM and the currency plummeted. Soros made $1 billion in one day. And he didn't just predict the crisis, he helped cause it. So the reason that he helped cause it is because his fund had borrowed billions of pounds, converted them to Deutsche Marks, and other investors knew that Soros was a super smart macro trader, and as soon as they saw him shorting the pound, everyone began to pile in. This moment cemented his reputation, a brilliant, ruthless investor who could bend the will of entire governments. Soros wasn't just a trader, he was a thinker. His theory of reflexivity challenged traditional economic models. He argued that markets aren't rational, they're driven by bias, narrative, and feedback loops. In simple terms, when investors believe something, they act on it, and their actions can make it true, thus creating a self-fulfilling boom. That insight is what led Soros to identify bubbles and pop them before anyone else. Today, Soros is in his 90s and has stepped back from day-to-day investing. His son Alex Soros is now taking the reins of his philanthropic empire. Soros leaves behind a legacy that is part myth, part reality. He redefined global investing, proved that narratives move markets, and showed how one individual can impact the world on a massive scale. Whether you admire him or fear him, one thing is certain. George Soros is one of the most consequential financial minds of our time. So what do you think? Is George Soros a genius, or did he just get lucky? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and join the free Discord in the pinned comment as well as the description.